Ladies and gentlemen, boys and NBs, we're back again to talk about guns. But today, we're going to talk about sniper rifles. We're going to cover the best guns, the best builds. We're going to go over explosive rounds, high velocity rounds. We're even going to go over the new gun, the Carrick, and explain exactly how it fits into the meta. Stick around, I'm going to explain my school of thought when you're using a sniper, and then we will go over what is the best to use and the builds for them. However, if you weren't aware, over 70% of my viewers are not subscribed. So if you found your way back here multiple times and you think you might be subscribed, just double check because you may not be. We're on a quest for 10,000 subscribers in 90 days and we are killing it. Also, don't forget to like the video. I'd also like to start with the Carrick and go over how this gun fits in because I don't necessarily think it fits within a bolt action top 5 or whatever. The Carrick is more of a DMR than a sniper rifle. It just does boatloads of damage. And to start this build, we're going to start with the F-Tac Reaper tuned down and to the left to maximize our velocity, stability, and range. We're going to move on to the VLK laser and we're going to use the tuning for down and to the right to get the maximum stability and add a little bit of sprint to fire. We're going to add the F-Tac Locus as our optic, tuned down and to the right for a little bit of aim down sight speed and to get that visual recoil out as we spam rounds. We're going to then go to the high velocity ammo. We're going to tune up and to the left to push our damage range, but also to get our maximum recoil control with this build. The Carrick is a very interesting gun. The way you want to use this is much like you would use the Tempest Torrent or the EBR. You want to clap shots down range as fast as you can, making sure to hit as many of them as possible. However, you do want to take the time to line up that first shot to hit the headshot. You hit the headshot, you're going to break plates, and then it's just spamming away. In between your reloads, that's when you might want to take the time to do the same again. However, you have to feel it out to know exactly what I'm talking about. Your teammates should be running the Victus, the SPX, or the Imperium alongside this. This thing will decimate with amazing teammates. The second build I want to give you for the Carrick is primarily based around Vondel and the fog. So what we're going to do is remove the laser sight picture and we're going to add a thermal. So the secondary build, we're going to use the F-Tac Reaper, tuned the same, the high velocity tuned the same, the 15 round magazine, but instead of the VLK laser, we're going to add the Carrick Palm. We're going to tune it up and to the right to further maximize the stats we need. Then add the Drexum Prime 90, tuned down and to the right. This scope is going to give us the ability to spam shots steadily, see directly through the fog, and have people thinking we're cheating. If you do not have a good Drexum Prime or don't like the sight picture of it, you can use the Schlager Night View. You can use the Heat Source 800. There's a couple of scopes you can use. Just feel it out for what feels best for you. The Drexum Prime is my personal favorite. The next gun I want to talk to you about is actually involved in a mission. You have to get 15 operator or commander kills with it, and that is the SPX-80. I personally think the SPX-80 is one of the best snipers in the game. However, most people don't agree with me, but this is the absolute best build for the SPX. You want to use a thermal, just swap out the optic. Other than that, keep all of the other attachments the same. This thing is gorgeous. We're going to start with the Nil Sound 90, tune down and to the left. We're going to add high velocity and tune that up and to the left. This is maximizing our damage range, a little bit of recoil control, and getting a little bit of aim stability. We're then going to add the OLAV laser, tune down and to the right, add a little bit of sprint fire, but to really get that aim stability up and add a little bit of ADS speed. We are again going to use the F-Tac Locus SP as our optic. We're going to tune down and to the right for the same reason we always do. Then we're going to add the DMR Precision Stock. We're going to tune this down and to the right to further bring up that stability. This is my personal favorite sniper. I use it the most out of all of them. And my school of thought with sniping is I don't hold my breath. This gun doesn't sway or bob at all. And if I do need at extreme long ranges, I can focus in and get those shots exactly where I want them. But if I'm able to look down scope, not hold my breath, and quickly get that shot off, I'm going to get it off and be back in cover before the other guy is even holding his breath. To continue that school of thought, we're going to continue on with the FJX Imperium. For the Imperium, we're also going to use the Nil Sound 90, tuned down and to the left, VLK laser, tuned down and to the right, the high velocity ammo tuned up and to the left. All of this to get our velocity, our speed, our stability, and a little bit of recoil into the gun. We're then going to add the CP60 grip to get the absolute max stability we can. A little bit of flinch resistance. We're going to tune up and to the right, and then add the Rib 400 to down and to the right to maximize maximize our stability. This gun has zero sway and is beautiful. Since we're not using the long barrel, we're faster than 90% of other snipers, and we're gonna hit our shots way faster than they are. You will absolutely dominate Al Mazrah with this gun build, I promise you. This one will do the same, and that being the Victus XMR. We're gonna start with the Bruin Agent 90, tuned down and to the left. We're gonna use the VLK 7 milliwatt laser, tuned down and to the right. The 50 cal high velocity, tuned up and to the left. And the F-TAC Homeland, tuned down and to the right. To get the same stability and all the other stats that we just did on the last gun. However, we're gonna use the brand new 14X Carrick optic so we can slap people in Al Mazrah City from Hafid Port. This scope is incredible, especially paired with the Victus. This gun fucking slaps. However, if your name is Chad and you just got done snorting a line of G Fuel, I've also got a build for you using the 50 cal explosive. That build for the Victus is the Bruin Counter Ops, tuned down and to the right, the Mac 33.5-inch Super, tuned up and to the left, VLK Laser, tuned down and to the right, and the F-TAC Homeland, tuned down and to the right. This is to get as much stability as we can, this long-ass barrel, and we're gonna send these down range, hopefully slapping heads with it. This build's really good. I'm not a big fan of the one-shot snipers just because there's no bullet velocity, but this is probably your best bet if you're going to be one-shot sniping. And I'm serious, man. If you've made it this far into the video, just make sure you're subscribed and definitely slap that like button because you clearly like what we do here. Now it's time to talk about the Mac Daddy of the bolt action, the MCPR 300. We're gonna start with the Nil Sound 90, tuned down and to the left, or on the high velocity, tuned up and to the right to get as much velocity as we can, a little bit of recoil, a little bit of range, and just get our stats right. Then we're gonna add the Ole-V laser, tuned down and to the right to up our stability. Gonna go with the F-TAC Locus as our optic. You can use the heat source if you'd like, tuned down and to the right. Then we're gonna go with the Cronin Lion Stock to max our stability, tuning it down and to the right. Again, this follows the same school of thought and it gets the job done. You're gonna be faster, more nimble, and get more shots downrange than anyone with any other builds. I don't care if they have the fast bolt. This is better. But if you're Chad from earlier's squad mate, I've got a build for this gun for you. Another explosive build. This is the MCPR with the Nil Sound 90 tuned down and to the left, the 22-inch OMX barrel tuned up and to the left, the Ole-V tuned down and to the right, the Mag explosive tuned up and to the right, and then the Cronin Lion Stock tuned down and to the right. We got our max stability, our max velocity, and every stat we can possibly get while using these dog shit rounds. Slap heads, get the job done. You're way better than I am if you're running this build. And that's gonna do it for the sniper breakdown. I really appreciate you being here because there's so much work and countless hours that go into making these videos, and it warms my heart to know that there are almost 500 of you already fully supporting me to 10K and beyond. GG boys.